First of all, I give my Sashtak Dandat Pranam to the lotus feet of my Guru Dev Nitapishtam Vishnu Pada Stotra Shata Srimad Bhakti Vaibhav of Puri Goswami Maharaj. I pray for his causeless mercy. And I give my Sashtak Dandat Pranam to the lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Vichara Vishnu Goswami Maharaj. I pray for his causeless mercy. I give my Sashtak Dandat Pranam to the lotus feet of Bhakti Sarak Muni Maharaj. I am praying for his causeless mercy, and I give my Sashtak Dandat Pranam to all Rupa no Guru Vargas. Pray for their causeless mercy. And I give my Sashtak Dandat Pranam to all Vaishnavas, Vaishnavis, and praying for the causeless mercy of all. So Shalini Mataji, she requested, what is Ajamil Charitra, the story of Ajamil from Bhagavatam, which is a very important story, which is a very ancient story, that is maybe not from this Yuga cycle, that is maybe old, because even when Shukadev Goswami spoke this history 5,000 years before, he said this is a very ancient story. Already 5,000 years ago, it was already old story. So that is coming, that is very famous also. And why this topic came also in Bhagavatam? Because in 5th canto, Bhagavatam, second last chapter, there Shukadev Goswami is describing the hellish planets. Not in detail, just little overview. I don't know how many, 28, I think, hellish planets are there. Giving, if you do this sin, you go to this hellish planet. If you do that sin, you go to that planet. There they will treat you like this, they torment you like this. So many things are briefly described. Very difficult to listen because it's really heavy. So, and if you see which sins you have to commit, so then we may have to worry there maybe also to not go to there. But Parikshit Maharaj, of course, he's a pure devotee. He does not have to go to hell in one way. And secondly, even if he will go to hell, for him no problem. Narayana para sarve nakutas chana bibhyati svarg apavarga narakesh apitulyartha darshina. For the devotees of Narayan, who are Vaishnavas, if they go to heaven, if they go to hell, even if they get liberation, apitulyartha darshina, they see everything has the same value. So they go to hell, it's alright, they will chant Harinam there. If they go to heaven, they will also chant Harinam there. If they go to heaven, they will not enjoy like mad. If they go to hell, they will also practice their devotion. They will also not have to suffer. Wherever they go, what can happen if you bind Krishna, bind Gauranga in your heart? Narottam Thakur said, take this Gauranga, bind him in your heart. Then what? This Kikorive Shamara, this Sangsara Shamara. What can they do? Sangsara means Sangsara, cycle of birth and death, and Shama means death, Jamaraj. What he can do if you bind Mahaprabhu in your heart? So therefore devotees are not afraid, but Parikshit Maharaj, he listened to all this like little horrible katha of Shukadev Goswami, this hellish. Then Shukadev Goswami also saw how Parikshit Maharaj is reacting, so he spoke one chapter immediately after that, the glories of Ananta. Means Nityananda, Balaram, Anantadev, who is everything and who is so merciful and sweet. And then Parikshit Maharaj was pacified also. Then Parikshit Maharaj was asking, this hell is a very terrible place. So just listening of this is already frightening. What to speak if you have to go there? So how to escape? There must be some way, if you did some sins, maybe how to come out from that. So he's asking here, maybe we can see that in Bhagavatam. Here, yes. He's asking that. Adhuneha mahabhaga yataiva narakan naraha nan ogra yatanan neyat tanme vyakyatum arhasi. So please speak to me that. O greatly fortunate and opulent Shukadev Goswami. He is a Mahabhaga. Now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish conditions in which they suffer terrible pains. So there must be some way how to come out. He's asking also for others, not for himself. He already, Parikshit Maharaj, already is beyond. All fears gone. By the association of Shukadev Goswami, after 30 seconds, he is finished, no problem. Because why? He accepted the words of his Guru as they are. He did not speculate anything. His Guru, Shukadev Goswami, said, don't worry, just hear about Krishna, speak about Bhagavan, remember Bhagavan, story is finished. Then Parikshit Maharaj was okay. He was not thinking, how is this possible? Just by thinking of Krishna, all problems are solved. He was not thinking like that. He accepted. The Guru said, yes, it's finished, and he did. And result immediately came. So he's asking also for others. So then Shukadev Goswami, he is testing his disciple, Parikshit Maharaj. Guru is also testing a disciple, putting one trap. See if he will step inside or not. Then Shukadev Goswami, he said, if somebody has done some sinful activities in this life, that's it, before you die, Shukadev Goswami, in this body you have done some sins, before you die, do some good activities. You have done some papa, some sins, do some punya, some pious activities. In this way, according to Smriti Shastra, Manu Sanghita and all this, there are so many things you do, something good, you can counteract the bad activities. So one should do that is called prayaschita, atonement. You do something good. Then immediately Parikshit Maharaj, he passed the test. He said, hey Gurudev, how is this possible? If you do some karma, again you do some karma, you cannot do pure acts also in this world. You will also involve, again you will do some, because if you want to do good to others, something bad also you have to do. Like there are in the household, if you clean the floor, you kill some ants or some bugs, something. So, but what to do? Not cleaning? We have to clean the temple. Guests are coming, so we have to kill. That is for Krishna, that's different, because anyhow he will take all reactions for everything. But if you live in this world also, you have to clean your house. So you have to kill. If you cook, you're killing. There are 5 places in the household. In Vedic society was like this. If you clean the floor, if you grind the grains, if you take water from the well, something, then you have to disturb or kill other living entities, so you get some reactions. Even you do nothing, no sin, still reactions are there. So Parikshit Maharaj said, how you can do? You want to counteract this with another actions which are again involving some bad action, this cannot be that. Shukadev Goswami was happy. Yes, passed the test. Then Shukadev Goswami put another trap. That is karma kanda. If you do bad karma, do good karma, then counteract the karma. Then Parikshit Maharaj said, no, that is not the way. Again, also you will do some karma, and this karma will always have some bad side effects. So you can never come out from this whole action and reaction story. Shukadev Goswami was very happy. And he said, because you want to do karma against karma, so you will never come out from karma. He agreed to what he said. Then he said, but by jnana, you can do that. By jnana, by understanding, this is bad, by understanding. Jnana here means which leads to moksha, this kind of knowledge. So he said like that. Then Parikshit Maharaj again said, but yes, by jnana you can understand, that something is bad. By knowledge you understand this. And you can, by jnana, you can purify also yourself. But as soon as you get the chance to do something sinful, you will do it again. Because the root to do something is still there. That is the problem. You know it's bad, but still you do it. We all have experience of this. So he compared this like a bamboo forest is there. And this bamboo is growing very fast. In 1 year, the whole forest will grow. So then in the summertime, it's very hot, it's dry, then some wind will come and some friction will come and the bamboo will all burn, finished. Nothing will remain. When the next rainy season comes, few drops of water will come, all the bamboo will again become manifest. Because the roots inside. The roots means the inclination to do these activities, to do the karma, to do the sins. Again, this is there. So Parikshit Maharaj also rejected this. That karma is not the way, just temporary you finish, you burn down all the sins by the power of jnana. Again, some opportune moment will come. Again, you will want to enjoy, want to do some sinful activities. Then Shukadev Goswami was very happy. Yes, his disciple passed the test. Because Parikshit Maharaj was not just hearing past time, when will be prasadam. Because he had 7 days to live, he refused to eat, he refused to drink, refused to sleep. He said, anyhow, I will live 7 days. If I eat or not eat, I will stay 7 days. Don't waste any time. So he was listening for listening. That is the difference, no? He really wanted this nectar to drink because he understood nothing, he has nothing in this world. He gave up his kingdom, he gave up his family, he gave up everything, his responsibility, completely left everything and just was listening and hearing this, try to understand also the message of Shukadev Goswami. And after 4 days, Shukadev Goswami offered him, you want a little rest, you want something to eat, to drink? He said, no. I am drinking from my ears your nectar, don't stop. I just want. Shukadev Goswami, the speaker also, he was not eating, not drinking, no sleeping. Such kind of personalities met, and therefore this nectar come out. Both are necessary, speaker and the listener. The guru and disciple, if they come together, then this message will come. Hare Krishna. Then this message came like Amrita, like Bhagavatam. Sarva Vedantam Saram hi Shri Bhagavatam ishyate. From all Vedanta, the essence, Bhagavatam came. Then Shukadev Goswami said, how to come out, how to avoid this hellish life. Then he said, what was that? He said, Kechid kevala ya bhaktya vasudeva parayanaha aghamdunvanti kartsnena nihi niharam eva bhaskaraha. Only Kechid means only some, not everyone. Somebody through pure bhakti, kevala bhakti, means unalloyed bhakti, only for Krishna. Vasudeva parayanaha means some devotees of Krishna. Kechid is plurals. Kechid means not everyone, not every, but some devotees who are very fortunate, who by kevalaya bhaktya, Vasudeva parayana, agham dhunvanti kartsnyena. They can, all kind of all sins they can destroy completely. Then no trace will remain. Niharam eva bhaskara. Like fog is destroyed when the sun rises. Then nothing remains. If sun comes, sun gives heat, then all fog will go. But that is not for all. That is only, Prabhupada in his commentary, he quoting Bhagavad Gita, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschit yatati siddhai. Yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvata. Again, kaschit. Kaschit means some. Among thousands of people, Manushyanam sahasreshu, kaschit yatati siddhaye. Someone is endeavoring to get siddhi, to attain perfection, to attain self-realization. And yatatam api siddhanam, from those who are endeavoring for that siddhi, kaschid mam veti tattvata. Someone, he knows me in tattva, he realizing me. So it's not easy, so rare to get this kind of bhakti. With pure bhakti, it's very difficult to get in this world. Because in this world, everyone is selfish. This is the fact. Everybody thinks only of his own. So therefore it's difficult to get pure bhakti here. Nowadays in Kali Yuga, even mothers don't care anymore for their children. Then what to speak of caring for God. This is the symptom of Kali Yuga. Husband and wife, they become selfish. Here, brothers, friends, everybody is selfish. This is the symptom. So how to do pure bhakti? Very difficult in this Kali Yuga. That, then he said, Shukadev Goswami said, Natata Hyagavan Rajan Puyeta Tapa Adibihi Yata Krishnarpita Prana Statpurusha Nishevaya. My dear king, he said, O Rajan, if a sinful person engages in the service of a bona fide devotee of the Lord, and thus learns how to dedicate his life unto the lotus feet of Krishna, he can be completely purified. One cannot be purified merely by undergoing austerity, penance, brahmacharya, and other methods of atonement I have previously described. Karma kanda and jnana kanda. One cannot become completely purified. But if somebody who is sinful here, agavan, natata, he cannot be purified in such a way by tapa, by tapasya means some austerity, some penance, adibihi and others, by jnana karma, by this, by studying, by this, so many things are there. He cannot be so much purified like he's serving Tat Purusha Nishevaya. He's serving one who is already a devotee of Krishna. This is the secret here also. Not Krishna's bhakti. Krishna's bhakta's bhakti. That is the most important thing here. Yata Krishna arpita pranas. How we give our life to Krishna, not directly, but we give our life to the devotee of Krishna. That is the pure devotion. This is this Kevala Bhakti here, what is described before. He said, Yata Krishna arpita prana. Like you give your prana to Krishna, Tat Purusha Nishevaya, by serving his devotee. That is the most powerful process. If you serve Krishna directly, you get perfection or not get perfection, there is no guarantee. But if you serve Krishna's bhakta, 100%. There's no way that Krishna will neglect this service, this surrender. And that is also more difficult. Because we can surrender to Krishna. He wrote in Bhagavad Gita what he wants, but he will not complain if I not follow. Close the book, finished. Krishna rarely will come directly and will correct us. But if we surrender to one bhakta, and we make some mistakes or we neglect, he will say something. Bhakta will complain. Krishna speaks through his bhaktas. Krishna acts through his bhaktas. Krishna liberates the whole universe through his bhaktas, no? This one devotee can liberate the whole universe. Brahmanda tarite, how is that? Jane jane, evera purane guna gai jeva shune. Oh, every devotee of Mahaprabhu is power to liberate. So that here, Shukadev Goswami, before telling this story, he gives this clarification. What is the part? Here, he said, Sadrichino yayam loke pantha kshemo akuto bhayaha Sushila sadhavo yatra narayana parayanaha. Narayana parayanaha, those whose life and soul is Narayan, the service of Narayan. They are Sushila, means well behaved. Sadhu, they are sadhus, they do sadhana, they behave saintly. And this is sadrichino yayam loke. This part in this world is the best part. Kshema, for auspiciousness, and akuto bhaya, to come out from fear. Very important topic actually nowadays. No? All are captured by fear. That by the actually politicians and the media, they want to keep the people in fear. They are happy to do that because then people are weak and you can control them, you can manipulate them. But how to come out from fear? Not by money, not by doctor, not by this, not by that. To follow the path which is given by the sadhus, by the devotees of Narayan. This is the best, this is the most suitable path in this world, to follow this path of auspiciousness whom the bhaktas of Narayan go. There is no better path. So then he said, Prayaschitani chirnani narayana paranmukham na nishpurnanti rajendra sura kumbham ivapagaha. So those prayaschitani chirnani, if you do so, perform so many prayaschita means atonement, you do so many practices to become pure, but who are Narayana para anmukham, who are against Narayan, they will not become purified even if they do everything perfectly. Still they will keep the impurities, because purity means not nothing. You have to understand, purity doesn't mean your heart is empty. Purity means you have love for Krishna. This is purity. So, how much the sadhanas they will do to become pure, they cannot. If they are against Narayan, against Bhagavan, they cannot become pure. Like you have one liquor pot, there was liquor inside, and you want to clean it by water. It will never become pure. There is always some stench of this liquor will stay. How much water you will throw inside and how much you will wash it, it is never pure. That according to Vedic standards, of course, also. So in that way, that how much they perform austerity and all these processes to purify themselves, they will not become pure. But who is a devotee of Narayan, he will purify everything. Even this prarabdha karma, this manifest karma what we have now, that will also be purified only by Harinam, by no other way. No other way. But then here Shukadev Goswami says, Sakrinmana Krishna Padara Vindayor Niveshitam Tat Gunaragi Jairiha Natejamam Pasha Britas Chatat Bhatan Swapne Api Pashyanti Hichirna Niskritaha. Just once, Sakrit means only once. Sakrit Mana, you put your mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Sakrit Mana Krishna Pada Aravinda. Therefore we sing these songs. In all songs it is said, just think, pray for Krishna's lotus feet, and we sing Deva Bhavantam Bande Manamanasa Madhukaram Arpita Nijapada Pankajam Makarande. May the mind, my bumblebee, my mind is like a bumblebee, may sit on your lotus feet, like a bumblebee sits on the lotus flower. So if once where is that? That is interesting. Even if once you put your mind on Krishna's lotus feet, Niveshitam Tat Gunaragi. Who is a Tat Gunaragi means he's still attached to this material world. Attachment for the gunas, for this material world. But he will he surrenders to Krishna, but still It's not easy to give up all attachment to this world. This is not, you can say it, but how we can practice that? So even if someone just once in his mind, he surrenders and puts his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Nate yamam pasha bhritas chatat bhatan swapne api pashyanti. He will not see Yamaraj with his ropes. Pasha bhrata tat bhatan means his soldiers, his messengers, the Jamadutas. He will not see even in the dream. What to speak of coming in front of Yamaraj. If once only you think of Krishna's lotus feet. Later, this is a long story. This Ajamil Charitra is a long story. Later, Yamaraj will explain everything to the Jamadutas. I think we can do for a few Saturdays. Because if you rush through, you can finish it in 10 minutes, but it's a nice story. But this is not a story, this is deep. This is really deep. So, just remember, if you put your mind on Krishna's lotus feet, not even in the dream, you have to face Yamaraj. And if you have to face Yamaraj, then not in his feature as the Lord of Death. He will be a devotee, because he's a great devotee. But he has the post to be the Lord of Death, to be the judge, to judge the sinful jivas who come to him. He has to tell them where to go, which hell is waiting for them. That is his job in this world. But he is a great devotee. So you don't have to meet Yamaraj and his soldiers, his Yamadutas, who carry ropes to bind the sinful jivas and bring them to Yamaraj. That is everything described in Garuda Purana in detail. Bhagavatam is little also given. There is in detail in Garuda Purana how they are beating them, and it takes 1 year to go to Yamaraj's abode, and all the time you're tortured. So, but they have done the real atonement. Real atonement means think of Krishna. Just once take shelter at his lotus feet and think of Krishna. Many instances there. In many leelas, this aspect is coming. So, in this regard, Shukadev Goswami 5,000 years ago tells a story which he considered already ancient. So, it's a really old story. And there was one city that was named Kanyakubja. There was a brahmin, some brahmin, who married a prostitute, a maidservant, and lost all his brahminical qualities because of the association of this low-class woman. He was a well-behaved brahmin, but he lost everything. That story will also be told later by the Jamadutas, because Yamaraj, his minister Chitragupta, and his workers, his staff, they record everything. There is nothing which you can hide. No? Chitragupta, I explained many times. Chitra means picture. Gupta means secret. So what we think, what we do, what nobody sees, many see that actually. In the heart there is Paramatma. Vishnu is there. Yamaraj also knows everything. Sun God knows everything. Moon God knows everything. So many, the gods of the 10 directions, they also witness. So many witnesses are there, so we are never alone. So it's no use to do anything. And before we do anything in bhakti, in the puja, anything, we pray, Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Diviva Chakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagrivam Sasamilate Vishnoyat Paramam Padam. Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Suraya. Like the sun sees everything, Vishnu sees everything. He is the universal. Like sun, without sun we cannot see. Sun is the origin also of our eyes, and the eyesight and everything comes from sun. So Vishnu is the real sun, transcendental sun. He sees also inside the heart. By sunlight we can see only external, but he sees internal. So whatever we do, Vishnu knows that. So no use to do anything secret. Therefore sadhus, they never do anything duplicitous, never do anything, never make a show, because they know anyhow Krishna knows. So why to make any duplicitous things? Just be as I am. That if they have some faults, they also don't care. Then they have some. Don't make a show that we are something perfect. Krishna knows anyhow everything. So when Ajamil, who was a very good brahmin, once he went to the forest to bring some. He was studying. His guru educated him, gave him initiation. Then once he went to collect some firewood in the forest, and he saw one prostitute with one Shudra. They were enjoying there in the forest. And that is not like Kali Yuga, where every mouse click you see these things. Nowadays, it's not, nobody's shocked anymore. But that time, that was a different, pure atmosphere. So this branded into his memory. He could not get it out, these pictures. So he could not forget that, and that so much like captured him, and he tried everything. He tried to remember the Vedic Shastras and the Slokas, and could not work. His mind was dragged to that prostitute so much. He left his wife, he left his old parents, and went to the prostitute, married a prostitute. And to maintain her and his family, he gave trouble to others by arresting them, by cheating them in gambling, or directly plundering them. So all sinful activities he did. In this way he earned his livelihood and maintained his wife and children. Many children came also. So in this way he became 88 years old. That's old. And still, when he was 88 years old, he had one son that was 5 years old. So with 83 years, he could not control his urge to enjoy. So he had one son who was, but by good fortune, he had 10 sons. 10 sons were there, and the youngest was, he gave the boy the name Narayana. That was his good fortune. He gave this, that also is not mentioned here in Bhagavatam, but mentioned in other Shastras. Due to the blessings of one sadhu, he gave his last boy the name Narayana. Because, very uncommon, he's such a sinful man. He's a brahmin by birth, but he became so sinful. He was not afraid to do any bad deed. And he was enjoying always with this low-class woman. He neglected his parents. Everything is all sinful. But he named his boy Narayan. And the youngest is always everybody's darling. So, why? Once, there is one Rishi. His name is Lamsa Rishi. And he has many hairs, bodily hairs, long hairs. And many times I've told this history also. And he has long bodily hairs, like a bear or something, looks like a but he is a pure devotee. So one should not judge external appearance of a devotee. And he has an extreme long lifespan, very long lifespan. He has, I don't know how many hairs we have on the body, but hundreds and thousands, maybe 1 million. So every time one hair falls out from his body, at that time one Brahma gives up his body. So the Brahma lives for approximately 311 billion years or something like that. So then when one hair falls, one Brahma leaves his body, and he lives until all his hairs fell out from his body. So his lifespan is not calculable, I think so. But he does not care. He's sitting on a river and chanting and meditating. And then Indra came, once a heavenly king, and so, Maharaj, Sadhu, Mahatma, why are you sitting here? In the nature we will make one house for you. Why you not do some kutir, at least some wild animals come? Then Lamsa Rishi, he was meditating and he said, life is so short, I have no time for that. His lifespan is, they are fitting a few billion of Indras fitting in his lifespan, but he said life is short. Don't waste time for building a house. Just chant Harinam and think of Krishna. That is the value, how much the sadhus value time. We value euro. Now we think everything becomes so expensive, we think how to spend the euro, but how to spend our time? Just wasting time, like anything. Days passing, hours, minutes, days, months, weeks, years, life finished. Never care what happened. So this Lams Rishi, whenever he was walking, he was stepping on his own hair from the body. And this was painful, no? If you tear your hair, it's painful. So he tolerated it, but after some time he was so much suffering. Then he prayed to the Supreme Lord, said, "Oh my Lord, I know this is not pure prayer, but please help me. I want to get rid of this hair, it's too much troubling me." Then the Supreme Lord appeared to him, because he is Bhakta Vatsala, and said to him, "No problem, my dear Rishi. If you just have to eat the food cooked by one chandala, and it will all come out. All your hairs will fall out." Then Lams Rishi was happy, so he went. And he found Ajamila and his wife, and he saw they are really so sinful people. Oh no, he found one chandala first, sorry. He found one chandala, he saw, and he was begging them, "Please, can I have some bhiksha in your home, some food?" And they were chandalas by birth, but they were Vaishnavas. So the wife was very happy. One sadhu is coming to us, asking for some. So she cooked with all her love. She offered it to Krishna, that prasad, and gave to Lams Rishi that prasadam. Then Lams Rishi, he took that, and all the hairs which already have fallen out in the due course of his life, they again grew. He was, "Oh my God, what is that? I'm following the instructions of my Lord." He prayed to Bhagavan, "Oh, hey my Lord, Prabhu, what is this? I'm following to you, but it's giving me more problems." Then the Lord explained to him, "I told you, take food from one chandala's house, but they are not chandalas, they are my bhaktas. Who thinking Vaishnava jati buddhi, who thinks a Vaishnava belongs to one jati, to one caste, he's a naraki, he's an inhabitant of hell." We should not think this is like, even we should not say Indian Vaishnava, Western Vaishnava, or Mexican Vaishnava, or from South American Vaishnava, or Austrian Vaishnava, or whatever. That is actually not, that is not correct. That is offensive actually. We should, Vaishnava means Vaishnava. If one is a Vaishnava, he is a Vaishnava. Whatever was past, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, "Purva itihasa bhulinu shakala seva shuka pe mane. Amito tomar, tumito amar kika japana dhane." What was my past life I forgot? Because this seva shuka entered my heart. I am so happy to serve you. I know only one thing. Amito tomar, I am yours. Tumito amar, you are mine. Anything else, what is the value of anything else? He said. So what was past, it doesn't matter which caste where we come from. If somebody is accepted by Guru, by Vaishnavas, by Krishna, he's a Vaishnava. So the Supreme Lord explained that to Lams Rishi. Oh, he is born in a Chandala family, but he is no more. Bhakti punati mam nishta sapachamiva sambhavan, it is said. This bhakti has such a power, it will purify one even of the birth of a Chandala. If one is a swapacha, means who is cooking dogs and eating them. Also some persons there. But if he will take bhakti, perform bhakti, that will be finished. Bhakti punati man nishta, who has nishta in me, faith in me, he is no more Chandala, he is my devotee. Then Supreme Lord gave him the hint, there is one brahmin, but he is only brahmin by name, he is really Chandala by his actions. Go to his house. So he went to this house, and that was Ajamila's house. He is born in Brahmin family, very well behaved in his youth, but now is acting like a Chandala, or worse than that. So Lams Rishi was begging some food there. And the prostitute cooked something and gave to Lams Rishi. And Lams Rishi was very happy. When he took that, all hairs came out from his body. He was like relieved from that. He was very happy. So he blessed Ajamil. He gave him that. If one son will be born, you give name Narayana. Therefore, when next son was born, the last son, then Ajamil gave this name, Narayana. Very meaningful name also. That is especially in this story. So, but Ajamil, you see, such a lusty fellow. When he was 83 years old, he still produced one son. Now he's 88. His son is 5 years old. And because he's the youngest one, small children, who can resist? So he was Sabbaddharidayastasmin Arbhake Kala Bhashini. By this broken language, they say children speak sweet. So 5 years old. So his heart was bound. He was very attached to his son. So anything he would do, he would call him. He always took care of the child and enjoyed. Even he's could be grandfather, minimum of that boy, even great-grandfather in that age. But he's his father, so he always was attached to that boy. When he was eating, he would call him. When he was drinking, he called the children. Child was also, boy was drinking with him. He was eating with him. And he was always taking care of the child and called always the name Narayana. Always he called, hey Narayan, please come, Narayan, eat with me. Narayan, 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 Narayan. That is Namabhas. Later on, Jamaraj will explain this. Sanketyam parihasyam vasthobam helanam eva vavakunta namagrahanam asheshagam haram vidu agyana tattavagyanat uttama shloka namayat sankirtitam agampum so dahet edo yatanalaha. This is Sanketya Namabhas. Sanketya means you indicate something, but you don't mean the Supreme Lord. He did not speak to Narayan, but he said, Narayan come, Narayan eat, Narayan drink, Narayan will play, Narayan, Narayan. He was not speaking to Narayan, but he said Narayan. So that is Sanketya Namabhas. That is Namabhas means the holy name you chant Abhas, the shadow, by indicating something else. Like we meet each other, we say Haribol. That means nothing to do with Hari. It means how are you? We say Haribol. Oh Haribol, how are you? So, but this Haribol will purify all sins. This is so powerful. Namabhas, Vaikunta Nama Grahanam Asheshagam Haram Vidhu. This Vaikunta Nam will purify one from all sins. Just like this, Haribol, how are you? Therefore, Vedic society, they gave their children names like Arjun, like Krishna, like Narayan, like Hari. Now they give all this Kevin and all this. The Indians also following this. So once they invited me to a name giving ceremony, they wanted to name their child Kevin. You know other names, I can say Keshava or something, so nice name, they want to give Kevin.
Which country?
Here in Austria, one Indian family. Everywhere they do this.
Sie hat zwei Söhne und eines Gavin David. Ich habe gesagt, keine indisches Name, sie hat gesagt, nein.
They don't want this. They don't know the value. Because if you chant Kevin, 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 nothing you will get. But you chant Krishna, Krishna, Keshava, Hari, Narayan, you see what is the result. All sins will be purified. So simple. That is very simple, no? And parents naturally chant the names of their children, so they will be purified all the times. That was Vedic society because Krishna is the center. So, but he was very fortunate, being blessed by this Lams Rishi. He named his child Narayana. So always he was chanting this Sanketya Namabhas all the time. So in this way, Sa evam vartamano agya mrityukala upastite. In this way he passed his time, but he's agya, he's a fool. And mrityukala upastite, the time of death was coming. Now has to go because his lifespan is 100 theoretically, but he was sinful, so 88 years, that time was there. When there was great kings on this earth planet, like Yudhishthira Maharaj, people died with 100 years. They were not dying before, because they were following dharma. Now people die with 50, 60, 70, 30, 40. This is because dharma is finished, no more dharma in this world. But before, there was no untimely death. At Ramchandra's time, nobody was dying. Once one brahmin, his boy died. And there was in Ramchandra's kingdom, Ram Raja, no boy died before the parents. No child died before the parents. It was not there. Yudhishthira Maharaja's reign, that was like that. So, but one Brahmin's boy died. Then that Brahmin came to the Ramchandra and complained, "My king, it's your fault. My boy died, why? You must have done something wrong." Then Ramchandra, he asked Vasishtha, his Gurudev, "Oh Gurudev, please, what is my fault? Tell me." Vasishtha went in his meditation. Said, "Yes, there is one Shudra who is doing tapasya. Go and kill him." Very heavy story, no? How that somebody is doing tapasya, what's bad about that? Why to kill him? But the Guru's order, and Ramchandra, he showed what is Maryada Purushottam. Guru gives some order, you go, and especially Vasishtha, who is son of Lord Brahma. So he gave this order, then Ramchandra went to that spot and saw one Shudra is doing tapasya, he is doing meditation. Then Ramchandra came there and asked, "Who are you? To which family you belong?" He told, "I am this and this family, I am from Shudra, I am doing this tapasya." Ramchandra took his sword and cut off his head. Finished. And why he did that? That is also important. Why it's bad if a Shudra does tapasya? What's so bad? Because tapasya means you get power. But the Shudra doesn't know how to spend this. Like Hiranyakashipu, he was doing the greatest tapasya of all time. No devotee did tapasya like this demon. And what he did with his tapasya, with the tapafal, he terrorized the whole universe. So if you give money to one who has no idea, they will buy just drugs and sinful things, or go to prostitutes and spend. They will do sins to their own and to others. So better don't give money to unqualified persons. So tapas is like, by tapasya you get also power, so that should not be given to these unqualified people. So Ramchandra killed him. One should not have a bad feeling being killed by Ramchandra himself. What more? That is real tapafal he got. That he get moksha, immediately get liberation. So that, people misunderstand what kind of king is he is killing one who is doing tapasya. But you have to understand, and why Vasishtha is so cruel and they give this order. But to keep the state in order, they had to do this, follow this is Vedic tradition. So how we came here? That is somehow we were sidetracked.
We were talking about Yudhishthira Maharaj.
Yudhishthira's reign, then nobody was dying untimely. Yes. So, but Ajamil also, he should become 100 years old, but due to his sins, his lifespan was reduced. 88 years, time was finished. When time is finished, Yamaraj sends his messengers. They came. So, that mattim chakara tanaye bale narayana ahave. When the time came of death, if you're a sinful guy, it's not a joke to die. It's very heavy. If sinful people, therefore, mostly they pass in stool when they go, because they see these jamadutas. They will come, then that is not very nice. So when he saw death arrived, then he was thinking, "Oh, where is my son? Where is my son? Maybe he can help." He was thinking of Narayan, his son, not Narayan, the Supreme Lord. But still that was auspicious. Then, what do we have time? A little we can speak more. Just this. But that is also not good to keep Ajamila in that condition. So we have to speak a little more. That is cruel. To stop a katha in this, and next week at Ajamila, 1 week he has to fear the Jamadutas. That is not good. So hissa sapasha tang strin drishtva purushan attidarunan. Very 3 persons with the ropes in the hand, very fearful he saw. Vakratundan, with their faces like devils, not twisted faces. Urdhvaromna, with the hairs standing like a wolf, like a mane of something. They came like this. Atmanam netum agatam. They come to take his atma. To take out his atma, they came. But only he could see. Only the person who is dying, he can see. Others cannot see. So he saw these fearful persons. Then he was calling, he saw his son is little far away, so he called his son, "Oh Narayan, Narayan, Narayan." He was calling that. So thus here it said, Plavitena swarena uchair ajuhava kulindriha putram narayana ahavyam. He was calling his son Narayan, son, but with tears in his eyes, with full concentration. There was no other thought, just Narayana. 4 syllables, Narayana. 3 Yamadutas came. 3 persons, terrible persons. Why 3 Yamadutas came? This is also significant here. Because 3 means you do sins with body, with the speech, and with the mind. So, like there is a specialist doctor for teeth, one is for nose, one is for ears. There is a special Jamaduta for bodily sins, for the mental sins, for the spoken bad words, for the lies or what you do. So 3 Jamadutas came to take him. And he was somehow or other chanting Narayana. How he was chanting? Nishamya mriyamanasya mukhato harikirtanam bhartu nama maharaja parshada sahasapatnam. Immediately when they hear this, Nishamya, the Lord, Bhartu means the master. When they heard the associates of Vishnu, when they heard the master's name is chanted, Narayana, Nishamya mriyamanasya mukhato, from the mouth of the dying person, when they hear this Harikirtanam, immediately they appeared. Sahasa Patnam, immediately they came without delay. That was the great fortune. And they came in between Ajamil and the Jamadutas. Ajamil was lying in his bed, just helpless, crying Narayana. And 4 Vishnudutas appeared. Why 4? Because 4 syllables, Narayana. So 4 Vishnudutas appeared, 3 Jamadutas are there. And these Vishnudutas, they have 4 arms full of weapons. They have some sword, some clubs, some bow, arrow, everything. They can, very powerful, and stand in between. And they say, stop. Jamadutas. They want to take, they have ready their ropes and hooks and something to take out the soul from the body, because they have to, by force, have to take it out. Because we don't want to leave this body, so they will take us out. They were just engaged in taking out the soul, and Vishnudutas can stop. You cannot do anything. They were shocked. Never happened. There are so many sinful people they bring to their master, the Dhammadutas. But now this time, they were forbidden, but not by ordinary people, by these powerful Vishnudutas. They understood, they are very strong, like soldiers. So, they forbade them to do so. And I think we will stop here, continue next week. Now Ajamila, he's saved. The Vishnudutas, they're protecting him. They come and say, stop. And then also, and Ajamil, that wonderful thing, he sees the whole thing, he sees. He's fully conscious what is going on. He was so much afraid, then the Vishnudutas come and stop. And the Jamadutas ask, who are you? What is that? These Yamaraja's messengers, who are you to stop us, who are the representatives of Yamaraj? He's Dharmaraj, he's the master of this universe. Who are you to stop our work. They are asking, whose servants are you? Kasya va kutta ayataha kasmat asya nishedata kim deva upadevaya yuyam kim siddha sattama. Kasya, whose servant are you? From where are you coming? Why are you coming? Kasmat asya, why are you forbidding us to do our work? Are you devatas or upadevatas, means demigods or small demigods? Or are you some siddhas, the best, some perfect beings? Who are you? They understood they are not ordinary persons. Actually, they are coming from Vaikuntha. They are transcendental personalities. But the Yamadutas never saw them. So they were asking, whose servants are you and why you are stopping us? And they're describing also their beauty, how they have like lotus eyes. They look like Narayan, same beauty. They are astonished and they're so strong and beautiful and powerful. So please tell us why you are disturbing our service. Then immediately that Vishnudutas, they ask, who are you? When they are being asked by the Yamadutas, who are you? They ask, who are you? And that we will speak next week, I think, so we will continue that. It's nice, this is very nice history. This is Harikatha. What they speak, I mean, these are Vishnudutas, liberated souls, transcendental souls. What they speak, a tattva, Ajamila, he became completely purified. He changed everything. And we also, if we listen, that will change life also. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gourpremanande Hari.